Hey gang, David Essel here. More of our poolside videos. Today, the sensual submissive, beyond 50 Shades. I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out, it was amazing the number of people that were coming into our office to talk about sensual submission and domination and all those kind of things. And so people that were new to this type of pursuit in relationships were very confused because the book to many women was extremely erotic, but at the same time they were concerned, is that in the book, is that the way these relationships are? And for 25 years we've worked with people in all type of lifestyles, and I can tell you that in the sensual submissive and sensual dominant world, that it's not normal to have all the chaos and drama that was in the book 50 Shades of Grey. But it's really fascinating. As one of the women that came in to do this work with me, she had just met a guy, and the guy was alpha male, as she referred to him about, and I said to him, does he mention the word dominant? She said, yes, that's why I'm in your office. I don't know what this means. And so we talked about it, and she told me about the things that really turned her on, that he was assertive and demanding in the bedroom and those kind of things she really, really liked. But here was the catch, is that she felt bad. And when I said, you felt bad, and she goes, well, I kind of feel bad, like I'm doing things I shouldn't do. So as we work through it, it's interesting how our family history and background can affect our current intimate relationships. There's nothing bad about being sensually submissive. The sensual submissive will find a great deal of eroticism by going ahead and following their partner's directions. And I'm not talking about something that's extreme. I'm not talking about beatings or anything like that whatsoever. If there is incredible pain involved, or if you feel outrageously degraded and you don't understand the concept of where you're going in this world, then you've got to really slow down and you find a different partner that isn't quite as extreme. You know, everything in life has extremes. You could date someone with an outrageously high sex drive and think that they're wrong just because they have a different sex drive than you. You could date someone with an incredibly low sex drive and think that there's something wrong with them, when that could just be who they are genetically. In other words, in this world, I'm not saying that there's anything right or wrong other than when someone is trying to absolutely 100% control you and take away your individual freedom. Does that make sense? Do you understand where I'm going with this? So we have to be smart, but also when these women come in and want to talk to me about the whole sensual submissiveness thing, more often than not, one of the first things they ask, is this wrong, David? Is this something I shouldn't do? And you have to really pay attention to your feelings. If it feels natural, as it does for many women, to give up your power in the bedroom, and they even refer to it as a power exchange, and it feels right, and you can trust your partner, then go for it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Google it on the internet. Read as much as you can. Get to know it. There's a whole different thing about being a sensual submissive or being a doormat that's being taken advantage of, and that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about you tapping into your basic submissive nature. It's who you were from birth. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel resentful that you haven't done this before, and don't feel afraid that am I giving away too much of myself. Go slow if you need to. Talk to your partner about a pace that seems correct for you. Make sure, I'm going to go back to this again, make sure that you work with individuals like myself, someone who's not non-biased, that can answer your questions and have you go at a slow, respectable pace, okay? But if it feels right to be in that position, and I'm going to do another one about sensual dominance, because, you know, a man can be a sensual submissive as well, just like a woman can be. In our practice, we see about 90% of the people that come in and want to talk about relationships like this, 90% of the sensual submissives are women. But it doesn't mean a man can't do that as well and get great satisfaction out of it. There was an attorney that we worked with out in New York City, a male, who truly wanted to give his power away to his girlfriend in the evening for their sexuality and their sexual activities. And at first he felt really weird, but here he was, a very powerful, successful man during the day that loved the exchange of power and wanted it. She was more than willing to do it, as she was a natural dominant. So these things aren't strange. They're not weird. It's not a sickness. It's not an emotional disease. It's just who you are. If I can help you at all, email us at talkdavid.com. Don't forget, we've got all kinds of free books and videos at talkdavid.com as well. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, all of our coaching work for the past 25 years, 100% money-back guarantee. There's no risk to you at all, okay? Have a beautiful day.